Hello, welcome to my first FNAF voice video. Yeah, I'm gonna call these voice videos for absolutely no fucking reason other than to piss you off. But this video is gonna be predicting of what the Steelwell announcement will be. And if you're confused by that, for FNAF 10th anniversary, Scott Cawthon has released a release schedule for each day leading up to the 10th anniversary, and on the daily anniversary into the big game will release. And one of the things that's going to be happening in that release schedule is a Steelwell announcement on the 4th, and which is one of the things I'm most hyped about because I fucking love Steelwell's work so far. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. Yeah, here are my predictions. So we're gonna start off from least likely to most likely, unlike my previous videos, because it's more professional and I want to make good videos. So the least likely, in my opinion, is Fredbear's Family Diner game. I'm sorry for everyone still hoping for this, but it has become increasingly clear that this Steelwell prequel FNAF game is not going to be Fredbear's Family Diner. For those who don't agree with me, fine, but at least listen to my reasons as to why I don't think that's happening. What would realistically be in the game? Of course, Fredbear, Spring Bonnie, and presumably the puppet will be the animatronics, and we will see the events that happen around that time play on real time, but the animatronics will almost certainly not kill you. The reason the FNAF 1 animatronics attack you is because they confuse Michael for their murderer, and the toys probably attack you because the facial scanners confuse Jeremy for someone else. The fun times are looking for a way out, the scraps are just violent, and the Glamrocks caught the glitch trap virus, except for Glamrock Freddy because he had safe mode on. But the Fredbear's animatronics existed way before anyone was murdered, which is their origin of their killer nature, so it just can't work. Sure, William could put on the Spring Bonnie suit, which he's famous for, and sure, the puppet can attack the player if he doesn't wind up his music box. But what about Fredbear? Sure, you could argue Henry puts on the suit, but why? And you could argue that Michael could put it on. There's that same major problem. Why? I don't want this to turn into why Fredbear's Family Dinner game can't work videos, so we're just gonna get straight into the next segment. A second Security Breach DLC or Security Breach 2 are just as likely as each other, so I'm just gonna include them both here. Now this is more likely because it gives Steelwell more freedom to do whatever they want if the entire game isn't just saving Cassie, because we would just be playing the exact same map with no changes, and I can't see a way they can make the game interesting in terms of gameplay with no fast watch or wrench other than having the animatronics not attack you and fix them, which at that point why even make a FNAF game? But maybe also a boss fight with the Mimic, which admittedly would be really fucking cool. I want that, but yeah, that's really all I can see they can do with the gameplay. Now that we established that it would be better if the game started with Cassie being safe, what are their problems? First, we'll start off with the positives. Who do we play as? Playing as Gregory again would be really cool, but Security Breach fleshed out his character pretty well, and Ruin expanded upon his character perfectly, so we don't need any more of him. And playing as Vanessa again would be really cool, because back when we did play her and Help Wanted, she had no character. But Security Breach also fleshed out her character pretty well, so I don't see that happening. But at least she had a character, unlike Cassie's dad. Yeah, I know that was a really smooth 70v2 video essay style transition. You don't have to thank me in the comments. But yeah, playing as Cassie's dad would be really cool because this is Steelwell's chance to give him a character. And yeah, I know people are speculating that he's the Bonnie bully from the Bite of 83, which I heavily agree with, and also that he was Jeremy Vitt's show, which I also heavily agree with. Even with all that, he's just a really nothing character other than being a technician. So yeah, this is Duo's chance to give him a character. I just hope that they reveal his daughter Cassie was a mistake. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Now, the best possible outcome is getting to play as Michael. Now, before you get mad at me for saying that he survived the FNAF 6 fire when he couldn't have, just listen to my reasons. Because I have a huge piece of evidence that will probably change your perspective on the FNAF 6 ending. In Henry's speech, he says,
"Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be."
Not gonna lie, that sounds like Michael was just straight up able to leave. Henry never said he knew this is where he wanted to be. He just said this is where he feels he wants to be. So if Michael did because he thought after this, because he thought Fazbear Entertainment would be no more, because he thought he can finally get the dream life he deserved, that would make a lot of sense. If he found out that his best friend's daughter is legit about to get killed by the most violent robot in the world underneath 2 abandoned Fazbear locations, he wouldn't just let the little girl die and let the endoskeleton continue the horrible legacy his father has/had. So what are the problems? It comes down to one problem. What can they do after Cassie gets saved in the beginning? No, seriously, what can they do? You see, this just cannot happen, which is why I believe a Fall Fest game is more likely by a mile. We know nothing about the event other than it was held in 1970 and 83. Carney originated from the 1970 event, and that event was burned down. So I feel like it's the perfect way to explain everything about the event. And they have more freedom to explain the origins of Fazbear Entertainment since it's earlier than 1979, the earliest point of FNAF timeline for the books, and 1983 for the games for years. But I feel like it's too early to reveal the game now because it's probably really early in development. So that's why I think what's more likely is Help 1 and 2 DLC. Think about it. DLCs don't take that long to make if they're really short, and both Help 1 and games are pretty short already. So the DLC for the even shorter second game will probably be done in under a year, especially since they don't need to add any collision and can focus on creating new high quality models, animating them, adding voice lines, and making a few new items with very simple mechanics. Help 1 and 2 already only took 1 year to make, as confirmed in FNAF's interview with J-Talk from Steelwool. So if a few people in Steelwool worked on the game's flat mode, and the rest of the studio worked on the DLC, it just makes even more sense that they will reveal DLC now instead of later. Also, Scott, if you're watching this, please collab with Dead by Daylight on the 6th instead of Fortnite.